You know, we're surrounded by artificial intelligence, and it's getting smarter every single day. But as we build these incredible silicon minds, are we forgetting something essential? Today, we're going to explore this fascinating collision between cutting-edge AI and timeless wisdom and ask, how do we balance a silicon mind with a virtuous soul?
And that's really the big question, isn't it? We know AI is getting smarter by the second. I mean, it can process information at speeds we can't even wrap our heads around. But is it getting any wiser? Let's unpack what that actually means. So first up, let's just look at the incredible promise of AI, especially where it all begins, in the classroom. The AI-powered classroom is set to pretty much revolutionize education, acting as this powerful new tool for both students and teachers. Just imagine a learning experience that's tailored perfectly to you. In fields like science and math, AI is already making that a reality. Think about virtual chemistry labs where you can experiment without any risk, or getting instant, personalized hints when you're stuck on a really tough coding problem. This isn't just about learning faster. It's about getting a much deeper, more gut-level understanding than you could ever get from a textbook alone. And this isn't just about acing the next test either. AI is fundamentally changing what we learn. It's shifting the whole focus away from just memorizing facts and figures toward practical, hands-on skills. Things like data literacy and algorithmic thinking that are going to be absolutely essential for the jobs of tomorrow. But there's a flip side to this story. With all this incredible computational power comes a potential hidden cost, a crisis of character. I mean, what happens when our tools are super smart but have absolutely no moral compass? And this really gets to the heart of the problem. As the philosopher John Searle famously argued, a machine can simulate intelligence perfectly, but it doesn't have any genuine understanding or consciousness. It's kind of like someone who can follow a recipe down to the last gram, but has no idea what it's like to actually taste the food. AI can follow all the rules, but it has zero inner awareness of right and wrong. This lack of inner awareness, well, it leads to some very real, very tricky ethical problems. We start outsourcing our own moral judgment, letting software make critical decisions for us. And these systems, they can absorb and even crank up the volume on our existing societal biases. And when an AI makes a huge mistake, who's ultimately responsible? It gets murky fast. So all of this leads to a really important idea: moral deskilling. Think of your ethical reasoning like a muscle. If you stop using it, if you let technology do all the heavy lifting for you, it gets weak, it atrophies. We literally risk losing our own ability for empathy and virtue. So if our newest, shiniest technology is creating this massive challenge, where on earth do we find a solution? Well, believe it or not, the answer might just come from an ancient poet and a text that's over 2,000 years old. Let me introduce you to the Tirukkural. It's a classic text from ancient Tamil Nadu, basically a collection of short, powerful verses on how to live an ethical and virtuous life. And yeah, it's ancient, but its wisdom is totally universal, it's secular, and honestly, it feels more relevant today than ever before. And right away, you can see the Tirukkural has a completely different take on education. It's not just about job skills or gathering data. It's about building your character. This quote is saying that true wealth, the kind that can never be lost or devalued, is the wisdom that shapes who you are as a person. And it really hammers home this idea of integrity. It's not enough to just know stuff. You have to live by it. That whole idea of standing according to what you've learned, that's all about merging your knowledge with your actions, with your very character. So at its core, the Tirukkural is all about an education rooted in virtue. It teaches that you just can't separate wisdom from character, that real learning should actually make us more humble, not more arrogant, and that everything we achieve has to be guided by principles like truth and compassion. Okay, so let's put these two powerful ideas side by side. In one corner, we have the immense processing power of the silicon mind, and in the other, we have the timeless wisdom of the virtuous soul. And here is the fundamental difference. AI is a master of optimization. It crunches data and mimics reasoning to get tasks done as efficiently as possible. The Tirukkural, on the other hand, is all about cultivation, nurturing character, conscience, and virtue. To put it simply, AI is about what we can do. The Tirukkural is about who we should be. So where does that leave us? Look, this is not about choosing technology or ancient wisdom. The real path forward, the only one that makes sense, is about building a future for education that powerfully integrates both.
The solution has to be a synthesis, right? We need to harness the incredible, undeniable power of our tech tools while grounding that power in the timeless ethical values that, well, that make us human.
So what does this actually look like in the real world? Well, it starts with concrete steps. First, we have to embed ethics right into our tech and science classes, not just treat it as some side elective. We have to empower our teachers to lead these complex conversations. We also have to demand that our AI tools are transparent and understandable. And maybe most of all, we have to champion the uniquely human skills of empathy and critical thinking.
Because at the end of the day, the goal isn't just to create students who are really good at using technology. The goal is to cultivate wise citizens, people who can think critically, act ethically, and contribute to a just and compassionate world. And this brings us right back to the central takeaway. Relying only on smart machines risks weakening our own moral muscles. True wisdom, as the Tirukkural reminds us, is born from a deep, disciplined learning that is completely embedded in an ethical framework. So, I'll leave you with this. The most important question about the future isn't how smart our tools will become. It's about whether we, as their creators, will have the wisdom to guide them. Are we just going to build tools that make us faster and more efficient? Or will we learn how to build a future that is truly wise?